Hey there, it's Tim with Donovan Cycling Services. Today I've got a short video for you on how to change a flat tire or change out the inner tube. I'm going to have a basic 26-inch wheel mountain bike. We'll do the rear tire since it's got gears and everything. It's a little more complicated. It's got a few more steps. A lot of people don't exactly know how to go about this. I've got a few things that might be able to help you out a little bit, speed up the process, and maybe make it a little bit easier for you. So anyways, here we go. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is I like to get the chain dropped down all the way to the lowest gear. It makes it for much easier getting the wheel in and out of the dropout. When you have the chain further up the cog, it's just much more difficult. So if you click your shifter, get your chain all the way down to your lowest gear, going to make it a lot easier on you. Next is unclip your brake. If you've got a V-brake, regular caliper brake, make sure that's undone. Then the next step is go over to your skewer, grab your skewer lever, undo it, loosen up that nut a little bit, then grab the wheel up top, pull back on your derailleur, and the wheel should slide right out. That's usually the way it works for a multi-speed bike. Then when you want to put the wheel back in, it's the same process, just reverse it, put it in that lowest gear, grab your skewer, tighten it down. You just need to snug it too. You never want to over tighten those skewers, especially with a through bolt, through axle. It tends to compress the bearings, so just always just snug your skewer, not crank it. Then come up to your brake, gauge your brake, give it a couple taps, spin the wheel, and there we go. All right, let's go on to the next step. Okay, here's the next step, is getting the inner tube actually out of the tire. So you want to start off with two bike levers. These are by Park. They're the plastic ones. They have a little hook on it in case you need to loop around the spoke. And anyways, you always start opposite end of where the valve is. This is going to be the loosest part of the tire when it's on the rim. So you want to start here. All tires fit different. Some fit tighter on rims than others. Some fit looser on rims. This one fits pretty darn loose. I could probably go all the way and get it all off with just one lever. But for the sake of doing this video, we'll try to do this in two levers. So you start that by clipping that on there. Then you're going to want to come back a little bit, pull your second lever in there, and then both at the same time, clip that next one in there, and then work that all the way around. Unclip it like that. It's nice and loose. Then all you gotta do is just pull your old tube out of there. Discard the old tube. And then one step that most people always forget is you wanna try to figure out what caused the flat. So you're gonna wanna take your fingers, your hands, a rag, some sandpaper or whatever, and you go through the whole tire, checking for anything. It's usually a little goat head, stickers, loose nails, staples, anything, some kind of debris. If you want to be really safe, take an old tire or take an old towel, just stick it in there and clean it up real good. And you're also going to want to, inspect the rim there and just make sure that, you kind of want to look and see what actually caused that. So anyways, we're all clean and ready to go. So I will show you the next step on putting the tube in. All right, so the next step here is to put the new tube inside the tire. So what I always like to do is I like to just barely fill up the new tube with air. It takes a little bit of shape. It fills the tire up in. It's just a lot easier to work with. So we'll usually lay it flat. And here you want to start with the valve. Get your valve inserted. Want to get the tube all tucked in. And remember, take your time. I've been doing this for a long time, so you know I can punch these out pretty quick, but if you're at home, just take your time. Make sure it's all in there properly. Now we're going to start from the valve end. Starting to seat your tire. Go ahead and lift it up. Make sure it's all seated. In this case, we have a Presta tube. So we have a little ring. We will fasten this down. And on my next video, I'm going to go over the difference between a Presta valve and a Schrader valve. That's a really big common question most folks don't know. So anyways, now we're set to go ahead and inflate it. You can use your home compressor, bike pump, whatever works. You got plenty of options. So anyways, let me go grab my pump. Alright, so we're ready to inflate the tire. Just to speed things up a little bit, I already kind of pre-filled it. I'm going to use my compressor. Like I said, you can use a compressor, bike pump, whatever. For the sake of this video, we'll go ahead and do it this way. So what I like to do is I like to get it filled up about halfway. And then I give it a spin. Just make sure that, you know, the tire's seated on the rim. Everything looks like it's, you know, supposed to be where it is. And we'll go ahead and finish it off. All tires are different. The PSI, the amount of air that's supposed to be in there, we'll say it's somewhere on the sidewall. Mountain tires are 35 to 60. Road tires go up as high as 120. Anyways, it'll tell you there. So best thing to do is fill it up a little bit, give it that spin, top it off, give it that spin again, and then like I showed you earlier, reinstalled in the frame, and you're good to go. Okay, there you go. Hope you learned a little something, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, just take your time, go through the steps, and you should be fine. And if you did like the video, tell your friends, and you can always see me at my website at ridewithdcs.com. And please look for more videos to come. Thanks. See you again.